Here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What we have for today, guys, is another ranking of the albums video. Haven't done one of these in a little while. I think the last band I did was Anthrax. Unfortunately, that video didn't get a lot of traction. I guess you guys weren't really into Anthrax. But I wanted to tackle one of my all-time favorite bands, Gojira. Really good band out of France. Extreme metal band, kind of death metal, progressive metal, kind of a blend of a lot of different flavors. Groove metal as well. Just a really good band. They have 7 albums in total, and they originally formed in '96, and it's got the two brothers, Joe and Mario Duplantier. Mario on drums and Joe on vocals and guitar. But really good band. I got into these guys, I think, on the Lvonsaage album, which was in 2012, and I've loved them ever since. I bought some of their albums. I still need to buy, I think there's like 3 of them I still need to buy out of the 7. I only have 4 on physical copy, but really good band. Every album's been pretty much a banger for the most part. And let's jump right in, guys. Doing this ranking, the bottom 2 were instantly, I knew what they were going to be. The top 2 or 3 were challenging because I really liked a lot of their newer stuff. I love the more accessible, kind of more groove-laden material they've been putting out, and it was really hard to pick the top like 3 or 4, but I kind of landed where I decided to go, and just kind of went from there. So let's jump right in, guys. At number 7, I went with their second studio album, The Link. I went with this one just because I find the production on this one to be a little bit muddy. I don't think it sounds very good compared to their other albums. Overall, it's a decent album. It's also more of a kind of a transitional album for them when they went from a more straight up technical death metal on the debut, and they tried to incorporate a little bit more progressive elements on this one, but they didn't quite find their exact sound yet. So I find it to be kind of a traditional album with muddy production, and that's why I kind of put it at the bottom. It's not one of my favorites to go back to, but it's still a decent album. Got some good tunes on here, but just my least favorite out of the bunch. At number 6, I went with their debut, Terara Incognita. It's more of a straight up technical death metal album, really heavy stuff. Probably their heaviest album, if by far. Really good tunes on this one, with songs like Clone, Lizard Skin's really good, Space Time's good on the BOTA, Rise. Just really heavy stuff, but like I said, just more of a straight up, more of a technical death metal album. They didn't really go into the progressive stuff quite as much on this album, and I just prefer their newer sound a little bit better. At number 5, I went with their latest album, Fortitude, from 2021. Really good album, maybe their most accessible album to date. More commercial friendly, if you want to put it that way. In terms of the songs, Born for One Thing was a great tune. Amazonia was a really catchy song, really catchy riff. Fortitude, the title track, was really good. Sphinx was another good song. Really good album. I just found the songs to be not quite as memorable overall, and it's not one of the ones I went back to quite as much. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher initially when I started doing the list, because I did really like a few of the songs a lot. But after revisiting the other albums and kind of giving them all a listen again, it kind of fell down the ladder a little bit towards the bottom. At number 4, might be surprising to some people. I know a lot of people have this probably near the top of their list, but I put with The Way of All Flesh, and this is their album that was released in 2008. Really strong album, really good tracks on this one. Toxic, Garbage Island, Sight to Behold, and all the Tears. Just some really good songs in this one. Really good blend of the old sound with the more progressive elements, and really good production on this album as well. A near perfect album. A little bit long in my opinion. It's 75 minutes. It could have been a little bit shorter. I think that might have been part of the reason why I cut it down a little bit. But a really good album, classic from the band, and a must own for sure. Number 3, I went with Magma, which was from 2016. I find a lot of people have this lower on their list. I'm not sure why, but I think it's a banger. It's got some of my all-time favorite Gojira songs. Stranded is a beast of a track. It's very groove-laden. Probably the most groove metal song they have on the whole discography. but I just love the groove on that song. It's so infectious. Silvera's a really cool song too. The title track is killer. Just a really, really good album. Really good stuff. 43 minutes, nice length too. Not too long, doesn't overstay its welcome. Always been a banger to me. I'm not sure why it's a little bit lower on people's list normally, but I thought it was really good. Number 2, I went with the album that introduced me to the band, Lvonsaage. Love this album. It's their 5th album from 2012. Standout tracks, Explosia, the title track, The Axe. First 3 songs are just bangers, one after the other. But this album is just super heavy. The production's really in your face and really bombastic. And the vocals sound killer riffs on this one as well. Really memorable songs. Always been one of my favorites and one I go back to almost all the time. And number 1, maybe no surprise, From Mars to Sirius. In my opinion, this is their perfect blend of the early super heavy material blended with their newer, kind of more commercial, accessible style of groove metal. And it's just a really killer album with songs like Ocean Planet, Backbone, From the Sky, Where Dragons Dwell. Top to bottom, it's just the near perfect album. Not a missed track on this one. A little bit long in my opinion, but it doesn't feel long. Like the Ways of All Flesh kind of feels a little bit longer when you're listening to it, but this one goes by a little bit quicker, and it's just a more enjoyable listen overall in my opinion. So that's my list, guys. Let me know how you would put your list for Gojira. Killer band, love all their stuff. And their newer stuff is just really catchy but still maintain that Gojira sound and aggression. Just a really cool band, very unique. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below what band I should tackle next, and keep it metal.